Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button down below and the post notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my exclusive tutorials. So today I'll be teaching you how to make this one-piece romper or playsuit. I love the details. It contains only double crochet stitches and everything is easy. So just grab your items. Let's do this, baby girl. So what you're going to need for this romper includes 100% acrylic yarn, and I'm using the brand Super Quality. You're also going to use a pair of scissors, or you're going to need it. So the hooks I'm using includes the 3.0 and the 4.0 millimeter hook. And the reason why I'm using these two hook is because when I get to some particular parts of the project, I might switch to another hook. You can maintain your 3.0 millimeter hook for the whole project, it doesn't matter, but this is my technique, and so I'll be using these two hooks that I got from AliExpress. You all know I have a hook set, so that's what I'm going to use. And you also need some tape measure to measure the vital areas for this whole romper or playsuit. So let's get right into the video. First of all, to begin your romper, you are going to make a basic slip knot. To make your slip knot, you are going to take your finger, wrap the yarn around the hook and pull the excess left as if you are tying a knot, and just leave the space open to insert your hook. And what you are going to do is to grip up the hook and then make sure it's tightened up for you to chain. So the very first chain I'm going to make includes the chain for my underbust to my nipple. So I'm going to basically make my bra caps down as you saw from the romper. So if you don't know how to make a simple bra cap, there's a full tutorial for you on my channel that will be linked in my description. So I chained 20 in total, and I just went back with a double crochet, and I'm going to do this all the way down. So I went to the third space, I double crocheted, and I'm going to double crochet all the way down till I get to the end of the row. So I'm now at the end of the row, and what I'm going to do is to chain up 3, turn over my work, go into the next space and place a double crochet there. So I'm going to go into the following space and all the spaces available. So basically I'm going to double crochet all the way down till I get to the very last row where there are some things I'll have to explain. So after I place my very last double crochet, I'm going to go in the last space and I'm going to put 2 double crochet there. After that, I'm going to chain 2, in that same exact space I'm going to place a total of 2 double crochet in. So it's 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in the same space, and I'm going to go back down with a basic double crochet all the way down till I get to the end of the row. So just double crochet in each space you find, even though it might be a little tight, just maneuver your way to double crochet all the way down, and I'll meet you at the end. So I did a total of 7 rows for my size, and might depend on the coverage or width you want. So I'm going to do 2 of the bra caps, and this is what I have for my first section of my romper, and I'm going to place it somewhere and concentrate on the base part. But I just love my bra caps. As I said, if you want a more detailed tutorial, check my description. So I'm going to sketch out how my shorts is going to look. So for the first time, I'm going to start my shorts from the bottom aspect, and I want to sketch out something so that you have a picture of what exactly I'm going to do and you don't get confused. So this is how my shorts is going to look. My shorts contain the front part and the back part, which is the same. So you are going to work on your shorts from the bottom, as I said from the beginning of this explanation. So we are going to work down from the crotch area to upwards, so there will be a little decreasing, and we are going to work two sides and join them together. That is how my shorts pattern for this romper is going to be. I hope you get it. So you have to just put down your vital waist measurement and your hip measurement so that you know what exactly to do and the number of chains to do for each. So for the first section, you're going to measure around your thighs, and that's what you're going to use for the crotch area, because you're going to work in half. So whatever you measure for around your thigh, that's what you get. So you are also going to measure your waist so that you decrease to get the inch that you measured for your particular waist, and with the hips it would be expanded, so you don't have to worry. So as I said, I'm going to make a number of chains that I measured for around my thighs, and that will be the crotch area for my shorts or romper. So I'm going to make a basic slip knot, and I'm going to chain as long as I measured for around my thighs. And the very first one I'm doing constitutes the front part, and we're going to do basically the same thing for the other side as well. So I measured 22 inch in total for around my thigh, and that's the number of chain I made in total. So as you can see, that's what I'm going to use for this shorts. So now I used my 4.0 millimeter hook to chain so that I get a bigger space, because if you are not consistent with your chaining, you have an issue. So I use my 4.0 to chain up an additional 3, which serves as a turning chain, and I'm going to wrap the yarn around the hook, go into the fourth space and put a double crochet in the fourth space. So I'm going to double crochet all the way down till I get to the end of the row. And as you can see, a double crochet is wrap the yarn around the hook, insert the hook into the space, pull through. When you have 3 on the hook, pull through 2, pull through final 2, and that is how to do a simple double crochet stitch. And I'm going to do this all the way down to the very end. As I said, we are working on the crotch area, and whatever measurement you got, I don't want to just tell you the number of chains I made, so that people end up having different types of sizes. And I think my size is from a size small to medium, so you don't have to worry. So yes, I'm going to just double crochet all the way down, and I'll meet you. I'm done with my very first row of double crochet. You can see it already, and I'm just loving it. So I'm going to begin my row 2 basically, and to begin row 2, as usual, you're going to chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. You're going to move to the very next space and place a double crochet there, and you're going to basically double crochet all the way down. Nothing usual, just make sure your tension is right, and double crochet all the way down till you get to the end of the row. Finally done with row 2, and I'm going to move on to row 3. And to begin row 3, you are going to go ahead and chain up your 3, which counts as a double crochet. Wrap the yarn around the hook, insert the hook into the space, pull through 2 alone. When you have 2 on the hook, move to the next space, pull through. When you have 3 on the hook, pull through all 3. This is how to decrease for this row, and that is the very first row of decrease. So after you do this, you're going to double crochet all the way down regularly, no decrease. And that is basically how to decrease. There are several ways to decrease your double crochet patterns. You can apply any that you are cool with, but what I'm going to do is that I'm going to double crochet till I get to the end of the row, and I'll show you what to do. Getting to the end of the row, we are going to apply the same decreasing technique, which is wrap the yarn around the hook, insert, pull through to insert the hook again, pull through. When you have 3 on the hook, pull through final 2. This is how to decrease. And for row 4, we are also going to apply decreasing 3 times together. So when you chain up 2, wrap the yarn around, insert, pull through to. When you have 2 on the hook, insert, pull through, you have 3, insert again, pull through, you have 4, and pull through all 4 loops. That is how to do a decreasing. This time we are decreasing 3 sections together so that you get the decreasing effect very well. So after that, you're going to double crochet all the way down, and I'll show you what to do at the end of the row. Apply the same decreasing technique for the end. So yarn over, insert the hook, pull through. When you have 3, pull through to insert, and then insert again. When you have 4, pull through 3. So when you are left with the last bar 3 stitches, that's when you apply this. So next you're going to chain 3 and do a decrease, and this time my decreasing is different, but you can still apply the same thing I did. So you are just going to basically decrease for the next row as well as seen, and then after that you're going to double crochet all the way down, and I'll meet you. So I'm at the end of the row. I'm going to apply the same decreasing technique. When you have 3 on the hook, wrap again, insert into the very last, and pull through to. When you have 4 on the hook, pull through all 4. We are decreasing 3 stitches at the same time to get the crotch effect perfectly. So next we are going to chain up 3 to, we are going to slip stitch, this time, to give a little bit curve for the crotch area as I sketched it out. So I'm going to slip stitch 3 times, and make sure you do this swiftly. So as you saw from my sketch, you have this curvy, and that's what you are come to achieve. So after slip stitching 3, you are going to chain up 3 and decrease again. So double crochet, decrease, and then you are going to double crochet all the way down till you get to the end of the row. So just double crochet all the way down. Please a double crochet in each stitch, and I'll meet you and tell you what to do next at the end of the row. Getting to the end of the row, you are going to apply the same double crochet decrease technique. This time stop at the last by 5 stitch, and after that you are going to do a double crochet decrease as you can see on your screen, and after that you are going to slip stitch into the last 3 stitches, and then you begin your next row as well. To begin your next row, you are going to just turn over and slip stitch 3 times again on top of the slip stitch, but first chain 1 so that you get more grip in order to slip stitch 3 times, and then voila, you are done with your crotch area, and you are going to begin your next row. So to do that, you are going to chain up 3, and what you are going to do is to wrap the yarn around the hook and do a double crochet decrease as you can see on your screen, and after that you are going to double crochet all the way down to get the nice effect that you need for your crotch area. So just do this, and I'll show you what to do at the end. Getting to the end, you are going to apply the same decreasing technique for your crotch area as usual. Stop at the last bar 2 stitch and perform your double crochet decrease magic for your shorts to come out well, you know. So yeah, just do your double crochet decrease as seen on the screen, and it doesn't matter however you do it. I have so many types of how I do it. So next you're going to just chain up 3, and you are going to double crochet in the next space. This time there's no decrease. You're just going to double crochet all the way down to get to the end of the row. So you see you are getting the effect that we sketched out from the beginning of the video. So just do this double crochet all the way down, this time no decrease, and I'll meet you. Finally at the end, and I told you not to decrease. So this is a regular row, and you can see that the shape is coming out perfect, very perfect. for the crotch and then the main part of the short. So I'm going to begin my next row, and you'll know how to start. You're going to chain up 3, turn over your work, and then you are going to decrease. You're going to double crochet, decrease, and I told you it doesn't matter however you do it, just make sure you decrease. You can use my technique or any other technique you are comfortable with. So after decreasing, you are going to double crochet all the way down to get to the end of the row, and I'll show you what to do. So guys, you all know I stopped at the last but 2 stitch, and then I'm going to perform my double crochet decrease magic over the last but 2 stitch. So 2 stitch becomes 1, and that's what I love about the double crochet decrease. And so we are decreasing 1, some is 2 and some is 3 at the same time. So next we're going to chain up 3 as usual, and you are going to perform your double crochet all the way down for this row. So there's no decrease for this particular row, and you are going to repeat this for 2 times. So after repeating for 2 times, I even did more. I did about 3 to 4 rows. It doesn't really matter, it's just the length of what you want for your short. So I'm going to measure the inch I'm actually having so far. I'm supposed to achieve the 17 inch for my waist, and so far I have 20 inch. Since my waist is 17 inch, I'm going to decrease till I get to the 17th or 16th inch, and that's a technique. Basically, it's so simple. So now I know what to do and how to go about my decreasing, since I know the inch I am now. So I'm going to chain up 3 and perform my double crochet decrease in the next 2 stitches. So 2 stitch becomes 1, and I'm going to double crochet all the way down so I get to the end of the row. So we are finally at the end of the row, and I'm going to perform my double crochet decrease magic as I shown you from the beginning of the video. So just perform your double crochet decrease and you are done with this row. So you're going to chain up 3, turn over your work, and we are going to this time create a regular row of double crochet all the way down. And as I said, we are going to achieve your waist inch, which is 17 for mine, and whatever your waist inch is, make sure you achieve that through your decreasing, and then you achieve the length you want so it doesn't become extra short. So I'm just going to double crochet all the way down till the end of the row, and I'm not going to decrease at the end of the row too. I'm going to maintain my regular row all the way down. So what you are going to basically do is to repeat the number of regular rows you want for your short length for the Playsuit. So I'm not going to decrease at the end this time, as I told you earlier on, and I'm going to maintain a number of rows that can fit for me. And make sure you maintain your waist length, which is 17 inch or whatever you want for your waist length. So I'm finally done with the number of rows I have, and I'm going to measure my waist length. And as you can see, I have 18 inch so far. So you can either maintain the 18 inch or you can go ahead to decrease to get a 17 inch, and you can see my shorts is forming out perfect. So I'm going to go ahead to decrease a little to achieve my 17 inch I measured for my waist. Everyone's waist differs. If yours is equivalent to mine, you can use my exact method, but you can make your adjustments in order to get the perfect shorts for your romper. So I'm going to do some rows and I'll meet you. Finally done with my full row and the first part of my short romper. This is how it's looking. It looks weird, but trust me, it's going to be very cute, especially when you try it on. So I'm going to cut off my yarn, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing, the exact same process I did to achieve another set, and then I'm going to show you what to do next. So I'm just loving the way my romper is, my shorts romper is. This is the first time I'm ever trying the shorts type that starts from the bottom. So as you can see, I did my other one as well, and if I lay them side by side, this is how it looks. It must be symmetrical, even though there might be few mistakes you might do, but it shouldn't be too obvious, so that you get the perfect shorts that you need for this romper. So now let me show you how it's going to look when it's laid side by side. So you are going to fold them in half as I'm demonstrating, and this is how you are going to join for your shorts. So let's get right into the joining. So as I said, I'm going to first of all continue single crocheting all along the edges so that I get a nice clean base to slip stitch to join. So just single crochet along the edges of the shorts so that you get a clean base. It's really important to single crochet along the shorts, especially where we are going to join, to get the clean base for the shorts. So do this and I'll meet you at the end. As you can see, I single crocheted all over the edges, and it's time for your baby girl to join the shorts. So you are going to join and then leave some small spacing for the crotch area. So that's what I'm trying to demonstrate to you. You're going to join to that end, and then you leave that space to join the crotch area, and you're going to basically join with a simple slip stitch, or however stitch you find yourself comfortable with, or you can use a darning needle as well. But make sure the project is turned upside down, because you're going to turn and then make sure the right sides are facing, and then the seam is hidden inside. So if the seam comes out, it's not going to give you the perfect effect, and it will be so obvious. So as you saw, I just did a basic slip knot, and I'm going to slip stitch all the way down along the single crochets that I did at the edges of all the short pieces. So do this and I'll meet you at the very end of the row. I finally stopped at where the crotch area is. As I said, leave some small opening where you are going to make a simple joining for the crotch area. And what I'm going to do is to yarn over and pull through, and then just take my pair of scissors and cut off. And then I'm going to weave in all the excess yarns after the projects. So I'm going to do the same exact thing for the other shorts, type of shorts, and this is how the outside seam is going to look. It shouldn't be obvious, even though it was joined. It should have this clean, nice look for a perfect romper. So that's what I'm going to do for the other side as well, and I'll meet you. Just make sure you repeat the same process. Just slip stitch and leave the opening for the crotch area, which is very important, and that is where we are going to do our next joining. So do this and I'll meet you now. Yes, so I'm done with the other side of slip stitching, and as I told you, I'm going to single crochet around the crotch area to join to have my perfect crotch. So do this single crochet along to join the crotch area. So I'm done with my crotch area, and I'm going to concentrate on the upper part of the shorts. So this is the back of the shorts, guys. This is the back of the shorts. Never be confused. And I marked 3 inches off each from the middle so that I get this corset design at the back. So right now, as you can see, I'm making a slip knot, and I'm going to join where I placed my yarn or stitch marker, and that is where I'm going to start. So I'm starting actually from the back of the romper. So this is what is going to happen. So after joining, I'm going to chain 3 and I'm going to place a regular double crochets all the way down till I go all around towards the front and I get to where the last stitch mark has been placed, leaving the 3-inch opening from the side to side. I recommend that you leave about it should be more than 3-inch, or else you might not have the corset effect, or it might look big on the person. You must have the middle parts very tight and very nice and comfortable, because they are going to fix the bra caps too on the topper part. So if it becomes loose, it doesn't give you this nice effect I've been talking about. So make sure you leave 4-inch, 5-inch at least. The 3-inch didn't really give me the effect I wanted, but I was still okay. But just make sure you leave the inch for the back area, and just do your basic double crochet all the way down. And as you can see from the beginning of the thumbnail, this constitutes the area between the belly button and then the under breast. So I'm done, and this is actually the last double crochet I'm going to make. I'm just going to remove my stitch marker and double crochet to the very last place where I stitched mark, and this is what I have for my effect. So we are going to do a number of rows, enough to cover from your belly button to your under breast. So this short actually is high-waisted, so it will cover from your belly button downwards. So it doesn't really matter. You are just going to do a number of rows, and every one's row differs, and you can apply any technique you want in place of double crochets, and it's fine with the romper, because everyone has his or her preference. So after chaining 3, I'm going to move to the next chain and next space, and double crochet all the way down as usual. And as I told you, the double crochet stitch is one of the stitches I can really work with. I can decrease, and then I can just take a piece of material and use the double crochet stitch to form exactly that, because I'm really used to the double crochet stitch. So I'm really good at this particular stitch. That's why I mostly use it for my projects, and you can use it in various patterns, various types. It's an easy beginner friendly stitch everyone can do. So yes guys, after doing the number of rows I needed for my waist, from where my belly button is to under my breast, this is what I had about 7-inch. It depends on what you want, and I'm just fixing my bra caps over there, and I'm going to join my bra cap. I don't know how you guys join, but I'm going to join it with a basic slip stitch, or you can join it with a darning needle, whatever you're comfortable with, but leave some small opening in between the breasts so that you have a nice effect, and you don't have to now think of how you are going to make some adjustments, and then it fits perfectly for your breast size. So I left about 3-inch in between the bra caps, and that is what you are seeing. And as I told you, I joined with the basic slip stitch. If you know how to join it perfectly in another way, don't worry, you can even go ahead and attach the yarn and make the bra caps like the Lolita type. It's just your preference. So I'm now going to work on my ruffles. As you guys know, I'm a fan of ruffles. I've made a couple more tutorials that will be linked in the description, and I used ruffles as well. So what I'm going to do is to create the ruffle, and it's going to be like an off-shoulder type towards the hand area, and that is the detail I just love. What I'm going to do is to connect my yarn, and as you can see, I chained one connected to where I created the opening for my romper. That's the very end, and I went ahead and I'm going to chain a number of chains that will go around my hand area towards my breast area. So I'm going to show you the number of inch I did for mine, and everyone's own differs. Some people want it loose, some people want it well fitted. Just make sure you make the number of chains that will go around your arm for it. So I just did my number of chains, and I did about 20-inch for mine. Everyone's own differs. So after making that, I went to slip stitch at the very top of the bra cap, and what I'm going to do is to single crochet along the middle part of the bra cap. So I'm going to single crochet all the way down, and I'll just move along swiftly towards the other bra cap as well. So I'll go, and then when I get here, I'm going to make the number of chains I just made for the other side, and I connect to this side as well. Very easy and very simple. So I don't want to repeat myself. I'm just going to single crochet along, and when I get there, make the number of chains you just made for the other side, which I told you is 20-inch. Yours might differ. You just have to measure from your breast and around your arm to your back. So just do your single crochet all the way down and make your number of chains, and I'll meet you. So guys, as you can see, I did exactly what I told you, and what I'm going to do is to go around the chain with a basic single crochet, so that I'll be it will create a nice border for me to work my double crochet for the next row. So I'm just going to single crochet along the chains I made, and I'm going to also single crochet in between the bra caps, and then I'm also going to single crochet all the way down to the other side as well as I'm showing you. I'm going to single crochet along the edges of the bra cap. Don't miss that. I'm going to single crochet at the other chain as well. So that's what I did. And as I told you, the next row is going to be rows of double crochet. So I'm going to continue with my rows of double crochet as I told you. What you're going to do is to chain up 3, turn over your work, and now you're going to work your double crochet along the edges where you single crocheted. So you're going to move to the next space and place your regular double crochet in that same exact space. So I'm going to do 2 double crochets in total in the same exact space, because I'm going to increase for the ruffle. The next double crochet, however, is going to stand on its own, so there's no increase this time, but the following is going to be 2 double crochet in the same exact space. So just double crochet 2 times in the same exact space, and this is what you're going to do for this row. You're going to repeat simultaneously 2 double crochet and then 1 double crochet, and that is what this whole concept of the ruffle is going to be. So as you can see, this one was a standalone. The next one is going to be 2 double crochet in the same exact space, and that is how the ruffles work. So I'm done with the whole chain, and I'm going to go in between the bra caps as well, and also do my double crochet ruffle all along the other side as well. So it's going to be a very tedious work, I promise you. You need excess yarns to work these ruffles, but it makes the work cute. Imagine the romper without ruffles. You not get that effect you need for the whole project. So just prepare your yarns, guys, and make sure you just double crochet, increase 2 double crochet in the next space, and then a double crochet standing on its own too, without no increase, and that's how you are going to get your perfect ruffles. So do this and I'll meet you. So I'm done with my whole ruffle. This is row 1. I'm going to do 2 or more rows, and it's the same procedure: 2 double crochet in the same space and 1 double crochet standing on its own. And everyone has his or her types of ruffles. That's one way of doing a cute ruffle, and I'm just loving the outcome so far. So as usual, I'm going to chain up 3, turn over my work, and I'm going to go to the next space, and I'm going to put 2 double crochets as I told you, because the chain 3 counts as a double crochet. The next one will be a double crochet on its own. The following one will be 2 double crochets in the same space, and this is the basic repetition for your ruffles all the way down, and I'll meet you. I'm finally done with my second row, and you can see the ruffle is curling up like a snake, guys. This is the effect you need for this romper. It's looking cute already, and I just love the choice of color. So I'm going to do one more row of double crochet. This time I'm not going to increase, I'm just going to do a regular row just to make my ruffle a little bit long, and that's the last row I'm going to do for this whole romper set. You can go ahead and do it. If you know your yarn is done, don't worry, just end here. It doesn't really matter, but this is what I want for my effect. So I'm going to chain 3, go into the next space, double crochet, go into the follow space, double crochet. So a normal regular double crochet with no increase or decrease all the way down, and I'll meet you. So this is how your final project is going to look like. You are going to create straps as well for the crisscross design at the back, and I'll show you a picture of how the back looks. I'm going to basically do a crisscross corset design, and this is how the ruffles came out, just 3 rows of ruffles, and I'm also going to create a strap in between to get a perfect look. So this is how the romper is supposed to look, and I just love this. Please hit the subscribe button and the post notification bell so you don't miss out of any of my exclusive tutorials. Bye bye.